Well, hello, Fairfield Christian School. You guys are all doing well. It's hard to believe it's the last full week of February already, 2012, moving by so quickly. Today I wanted to talk to you real quickly about a concept that we talk about a lot at Fairfield Christian School called mastery learning. What is it? What's the pros and cons? Why is it important? It seems like at a lot of schools, the standard by which they allow kids to progress from one grade to the next, from one test to the next, one unit to the next, is very different. A lot of our kids come into our school conditioned with the idea of taking zeros on certain projects they don't want to do, or kind of mailing in a half-hearted effort on things that just don't interest them, because in the overall scheme of things they'll still have a good enough grade to pass, and that's just going to be all right. Well, unfortunately, life is not that way. So back when we were forming our school and our principles that were going to guide us as we proceeded forward, we decided to adopt a mastery learning policy, and here's what that means. No taking zeros, no half-hearted attempts. On the lessons and on the tests, we require a percentage for the students to pass, overall units, a percentage to pass. And if they don't, then guess what? They get to go back and repeat it again. It's not just an overall grade, it's every single lesson. How did you do? Did you understand the information? If not, we're going to go back and we're going to fix it now. We're not going to wait until we find out down the road whether you pass or not. And not only is that an academic skill, that's a life skill as well. How many of us that go into our jobs every day tell our boss, you know what, I'm going to do that project, I'm going to do this one, but that one, yeah, not so much. Give me the zero. The average will be okay, and I'll still be good enough for you to keep me around. Life doesn't work like that. And that, unfortunately, is what's failing our kids from a character standard, as well as just in academics in general. So one of the negatives, however, of mastery learning is that forces the kids to do the work well or do it right. And if they don't, then they get behind. So some parents, some students get frustrated. Why is my kid so far behind? Well, because they've come from a broken system, and they've been programmed for a method that no longer works and honestly never has. Sometimes kids will tell us, well, I just don't learn on the computer. Really? You can sit for hours and play a video game and master that thing and crush your parents at any given moment, but you can't learn when there's a computer portion of instruction and measuring of your learning? Absolutely not. It's actually the problem is we're holding kids accountable to make sure that every step of the way they know what they're doing, they're learning the material, and they're ready to proceed from one point to the next. So the negative is some kids get behind. But as they learn the new system, and honestly as they stop fighting and just give in to the way it's going to be, and as parents, the parents support us in that by checking on the progress at home, daily preferably, weekly at the absolute minimum, and making sure that you're asking questions, talking to teachers, checking with the kids. Don't just take their word for it. Log into Ignition. See what you see for yourself. Overall, we're training our kids to have a very productive and successful life in their adult years. So that is mastery learning. That is our philosophy. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to talk to the teachers or talk to myself or call the school office, because we would love to talk with you, and we are convinced that the end product is well worth the extra effort. Until next Thursday, have a great week.